Hey everyone, welcome to this brand new tutorial series on Microsoft Agent Framework. I'm really excited to share this journey with you because we're going to build a real, practical, agent-powered application step by step from basics all the way to advanced use cases. As you can see, I have set up a Blazor app to show agent in action. Each section has agent-powered live demo. After exploring a live demo, we'll dive into code in Visual Studio to see how it's implemented. Each video in this series will contain a Microsoft Agent Frameworks feature. I personally believe seeing real example helps learning experience fun and interesting. In the very first series, we'll go over setup to create OpenAI account and we'll configure API key to create our first agent. After creating our first agent, in the subsequent series, we'll work with images, add a middleware, introduce tool to our agent, give a memory to agent, create a MCP server, persist our agent conversation. Then at the end, we'll explore retrieval augmented generation RAG. As you can see, I have lots of exciting features to cover, so let's get started. Hi there. We're going to use OpenAI throughout this tutorial. If you want to run this Blazor app locally and see the live demo running in your computer, then you need this step. Otherwise, if you want to just follow along with the video and see the demo and the code, you don't need to set this up. I highly recommend to get a API key and set up your environment and run it so that you can get more out of it. To create an account, you need to go to platform.openai.com. Then you need a valid credit card to put it there and load minimum of $5 credit in your account. Once you do that, you need to go to platform.openai.com/settings page to get your API from their dashboard. You can create a new one and get it from there. So once you have your API key handy, you can configure app setting in Visual Studio to get started. So that way, agent can talk to OpenAI and send requests from our Blazor app. Okay, so with that, I'm going to talk about NuGet packages. Two NuGet packages we need from Microsoft Agent Framework. First one is Microsoft.agent.ai and another one is Microsoft.agent.ai.openai. They are pre-release at this time. So you don't have to do anything if you already clone my project from GitHub repository. So it should be included right there. So you don't have to do anything on that. Okay, with that, let's go to OpenAI dashboard to see how we can get the API key. Okay, I'm on OpenAI platform dashboard. We are going to create our API key. As you can see, I'm already logged in to this portal. If you don't have any account, you need to create one to log in to this portal. Okay, once you log in, then you need to type in settings. I could not find this link for some reason from their homepage, so I just need to type this in. Once you on this page, you go to billing and you add your credit card using this payment method link on this homepage. Okay, and then you need to add $5 credit. Okay. All right, so let's go to API keys from the left menu. And as you can see, I have already one. I'll create a new one by clicking this button, create new secret key, give a name, Microsoft Agent Framework, select your project. I have only one default project, and create secret key button will give us the API key. Okay. So you need to make sure this copy, click this copy button and put this somewhere safe, because once you close this window, you cannot get it back. Either you have to delete this and recreate a new secret key. Okay, now we created our key. We can go ahead and configure our Visual Studio config section for our agent to use it. Okay, so we're on the Visual Studio for the first time. We're going to talk about how to configure our API key we just created. But before doing that, just a little introduction on this solution. This solution is in GitHub repository, so you can get it from there. So as you can see, there's an agent framework project under solution, and there we have a agent folder. So that folder contains everything, all section you're going to cover during this tutorial. Okay. And to set up our API key, we need to go to app settings, and there's a config called agent config. And under that, we have a key. Just paste the key here. So the key, you just got it from OpenAI platform. You just put it right there. Then it should work. Deployment model, we're going to use GPT 4.0. You can use other model. It should work, but we'll use GPT 4.0 in this tutorial. All right. So that's how you set up your config section for API key. Okay, we just created our API key and configured that to create our fast agent. All right, so let's go to see the live demo first before we're diving into the code. All right, so as you can see, this is all about generating poem. So all section we have is related to composing a poem using Microsoft Agent Framework. Okay, so this is our first agent, and what we're going to do, we're going to ask OpenAI to compose a 10-line poem about current season. Okay, so current season is fall right now in US, so it will write down 10-line poem for us. Okay, so there are two flavor to it. So one is full response, so it will give us everything as a full response, and we're going to show it once full response is returned back from our agent. So another one is streaming response. So that is chunk by chunk, word by word we'll get, and we'll show it as a response. Okay, let's see how that works. So click the first one, which gives us the full response, and let's see. Yeah, so it generated 10-line poem, and see that it rhymed. Okay, it's nice. Let's do the second flavor, which is streaming. Yeah, see that is doing it. It's just like ChatGPT. It chunk by chunk. We don't have to wait for the whole response back. So that is our first agent in action, and we're going to move to Visual Studio now to find out how it's implemented. All right. So we're going to see how we implemented our first agent. This is our solution, and this project has one folder called agent, and all agent related tasks inside this folder. So subsequent series, we're gonna walk through this class one by one. All right. So today, to see our first agent, we're gonna go to the poem generator agent. Okay. So first of all, we need to have some using statement from Microsoft Agent Framework. So these three are the using statement coming from the agent framework. All right. So main class from agent framework is this AI agent. Okay. To configure this, we need a key and model, which we already configured in our the configuration file. Okay. So once we have this, we can start building up our AI agent. Okay. First of all, we need OpenAI client, and we just new up with the key we have from our config. Okay. Then from this client, we call get chat client and give the model, which is ChatGPT 4.0, and we'll use that for our chat completion client. All right. Once we have that, we're going to call create AI agent to get our AI agent. Okay. So in this, we are passing two parameters, instruction and name. So there are two instruction, so system user prompt, system prompt and user prompt. All right. So this is system prompt. Okay. So that means we're setting up a agent and give that agent some kind of role. Okay. So it's kind of setting a stage for the agent, what that agent is specialized for. So if you look at the instruction, we're saying you are a poetic genius, you create contemporary poetry. Okay, so we are setting a tone for the agent. Okay, and this is the name, it's just the agent name. I'm just giving a poet name, BD Collins. You can put anything you want. Okay, so this is our agent. Now we can use this agent to call OpenAI. So remember, we have two buttons in our first demo. One is giving us full response, which is this generate short poem. And here we are saying agent.run async, and we are giving some instruction. Again, this is user prompt. So we're saying write a 10-line poem on current season, and we're waiting for the response to come back. So it will give us the whole response. Okay. So once we get this response, from that we can get our text response. Okay. Now, this is for whole response. We have to wait. The other flavor we saw in our demo to get a stream. So to get a stream, we call run streaming async from the agent and give the same user prompt. Okay. And once we do this, that will give us chunk by chunk response. You don't wait for the whole thing to finish. Whenever it finds tiny piece is done from OpenAI, it will send back to our Blazor page to render it. Okay, so that's how you do the full response and streaming response. Okay, now let's go to see how we use this in our Blazor page. So the component pages and poem generator is our the page that where we use this agent. As you can see, I'm injecting this poem generator agent in this page, and there are two buttons, one for the full response, another for the stream. And full response is pretty simple. We just call our agent, and whatever the response we get back, the full response, we just put it in a variable and we show it here. Okay. But for streaming, we have to wait for each chunk to come to our way. Okay. So once we get little chunk, we just append to this response. So response is first is empty, then we just get a chunk, we just append to it, and we just update our UI to reflect that. And we update our response inside this deep tag. So that pretty much it for our first agent. Hopefully it makes sense to you, and we are going to use this over and over for our subsequent tutorial series. All right, next up, we're going to explore how we're going to send images to OpenAI. All right, see you next time.